Hello, and welcome to Talk Data to Me. I am your host, Shahana Muhammad, and today, episode 3, I've got some really cool stuff to chat with you guys about today. The future is at your front door. Now, I'm telling you right now, this second half of the news, this is an episode of Mirror Drop where I'm dropping the latest and greatest and most innovative AI news. This is definitely going to be done in 2 parts, the second half for sure, because there's so much. And today I'm going to get into Neo in Woven City. And no, I am not talking about Neo from the Matrix. What if your next roommate wasn't a person, but a humanoid robot? We here. It's 2025 and we're here. Or better yet, what if the entire city that you lived in was one massive smart lab, testing every future innovation you could imagine? And on that note, I want to welcome everybody back to Talk Data to Me. In today's episode, like I said in the title, the future is at your front door. Now, today we're going to get into two mind-blowing developments. And when I say they're mind-blowing, like maybe there'll be a part 2 to the entirety of the video, because I feel like there's so much information to unpack. One video doesn't do it justice, because I'm definitely not giving y'all like hour-long videos. I just refuse to, because I'm sorry, I'm just not going to do that. Neo, the AI-powered robot roommate by 1X Technologies. And then we have Woven City, the clean energy, fully connected, urban tested, brought to you by none other than Toyota. So let's get into it. We're going to talk about Neo first. And no, this is not Neo from the Matrix. So Neo, the humanoid home robot by 1X Technologies. This isn't sci-fi. And if you follow me on TikTok, you know how much I love sci-fi. And I'm doing a little series on Mirror Drop and how the parallels from that, Black Mirror in real life. This is Mirror Drop. Mirror Effect highlights the parallels of Black Mirrors, of the show's parallels to real life. I mean, what is Neo? Neo is the flagship humanoid robot by 1X Technologies, a company originally known as Humanoid Robotics. Based in Norway and the US, they've built a bipedal robot designed for home use, not just factories. We're talking general purpose intelligence. Its human-sized form and soft interaction capabilities. Think Rosie from the Jetsons. And that might be out of some of you guys' age group. But for those of you that are not aged out, or just Google it and ask chat to give you a photo of Rosie from the Jetsons. But smarter, quieter, and real. Now, here's the evolution of Neo from beta to gamma. The earlier version, Neo Beta, was an impressive 5'5", 66 pounds, covered in soft foam, line tracing, IR sensors, voice assistant. It could already handle basic household tasks. But Neo Gamma, whole new level. Fully 3D printed nylon knit suit. Moves like a human with natural arm swings. Crouch to pick mechanics. Microphones with echo cancellation. Built-in language model for conversations. Even has glowing earrings to show when it's listening. Now, some of the core capabilities of Neo as it relates to household tasks, from picking up groceries to doing deep cleans, safe interaction, tendon-driven motion, whisper quiet, embodied intelligence, it watches and learns, blends in its designed to complement your home life, not disrupt it. Redwood AI powers its brain, allowing the robot to adapt to your environment, your habits, even your voice tone. Now, the funding and growth of Neo is backed by 100 million plus in Series B funding, including OpenAI. And they just acquired Kind Humanoid in 2025 to upgrade their robot's core. This isn't a toy. This is very serious infrastructure for everyday life. Now, currently they're doing home pilots, gathering real world data so Neo can learn to navigate pets, open doors, and even hold conversations. Their ultimate goal, to make Neo the Baymax of your home. Safe, functional, and family friendly. Now we're going to get into the control dream of this. So the summation of Neo in the humanoid technology is, we knew it was coming. We knew that we were going to have robots in the home. We knew it. We knew that we knew that the technology potentially could exist. We knew that listen, I'm going to get right to the meat of the problem. The technology is not the problem, and I will forever stand on that statement. Even if there's an uprising, Shahana, even if there's an uprising, because I don't believe that the technology is the problem. I believe that the people who program said technology may have some mental health issues. I don't believe guns are a problem. My personal bias, I believe that guns in the wrong hands are the problem. Now, I understand that some people may not ever agree with that. If you're like me, you've seen RoboCop and you've seen the Terminator movies, you've seen it all. And it does not paint the most comforting image when it comes to this technology. But then we also have seen other movies of cities that are fully powered by this technology, which is the perfect segue into Woven City, which is brought to you by Toyota. Now, I want to make this point because I'm always trying to connect the dots with the information that I've learned and that I'm learning and that I'm always learning about. I saw a video by the World Health Organization in 2020 that said, you're not going to own a home, you're not going to own a vehicle, and you're going to be happy because we're going to provide everything for you. I felt like I was the only person in the room, and it was a room full of people. I felt like I was the only person in the room. It had to be about like 60 or 70 people in a room watching this video with me. I felt like I was the only person in the room that found that statement alarming. You're not going to own a home. You're not going to own a vehicle. We're going to provide everything. The World Health Organization is going to provide everything for me. This seems a bit odd, very off-putting, very much what is happening. But then that makes me think of 15 Million Merits and how they currently lived in a society where their involvement in the creator economy was literally like their livelihood. Like the main character had to ride a bike. And you see all of the characters in the scene, they're riding a bike, which would help them accrue points, if you will. And those points was like the currency of that ecosystem. So the more that you rode this bike and there was this screen in front of you, the more that you rode this bike, the more points that you would get. And those points literally would cause it so that you can get food, would cause it so that you could engage in entertainment when you were at home in a box. So I understand people's sentiments and concerns when you hear things like this. And this is why I've always loved being a creative, because life does imitate art. Art imitates life. Excuse me. Art does imitate life. And what I'm saying in that statement is that there's a lot of validity, there's a lot of truth into the things that we watch. And sci-fi has always been one of my favorite genres. And to me, it's not off putting or far off in the case of 15 Million Merits, where this city has been created and everybody dresses the same and everybody has to go and do the same thing. And it's just like, what? I live in a box. And the only way the main character was able to progress beyond living in a box is if he competed on this competition show. And if he was then offered a different role, still within the creator economy, he was offered a different role, which gave him now an apartment. He went from a room, or you largely see the show taking place with him in a room, and it had various settings, not that many different settings. But the point was driven that there's more people than opportunity. There's more people than money. And clearly there is no money. In my mind, we've been running on monopoly money for the longest because we are clearly in debt to the Decepticons. Anyway, tangent aside, this city it exists, right? In the TV show of Black Mirror. And now you have Woven City, which one of their core values, if you will, is that it dubs itself a living laboratory for the future of mobility. So my tie-in, here it is before I move on to what Woven City is. So you have the World Health Organization in 2020 saying, we're going to provide all of your living for you, and you're not going to have to worry about everything. At the same time, in 2020, Toyota, which is housed in Japan, after 53 years, closed their factory. They shifted from making cars into Woven City, which they're dubbing it as a living laboratory. The future of mobility. I like their pivot, like the way that they carried on the mission of move, right? We're not just moving in vehicles. We're now moving in mobility. It's broader, it's bigger, it's better. From the future of living in your house to the future that is your house. We're going to shift this into Japan, right? Because we've been talking about Toyota. Imagine a city built from the ground up just to test the most advanced technologies in the world. Self-driving cars, robotics, clean hydrogen energy, all in one place. Welcome to Woven City. Toyota's ultimate moonshot. What is it? Woven City is a private, self-contained, smart city being built by Toyota at the base of Mount Fuji. It's not just for show. This is a working lab for mobility, energy, and human-centered design. They call it a living laboratory, powered by three core values: human-centered, ever-evolving, purpose-driven. So how does it work, you might ask? I'm glad you asked. It combines software and hardware at a city scale, using digital twins to test in real time everything before it's built. Everything before it's built physically. Hydrogen energy will power homes through portable cartridges. We running on a video. Nope. Clean, clean, carbon-free, and multifunctional. So Woven City isn't just a tech flex. It's a community. Residents, or what they're dubbed as weavers, will live alongside inventors and contribute to building the city in real time. So some of the technologies being tested currently: autonomous driving, package delivery, clean energy, robotics, smart infrastructure. So one thing I can say that I love about this is that it's still a family-owned business. This one is personal for Toyota, right? The founder of Toyota got into Toyota not into cars originally, but into the loom making industry, because he saw his mom working long hours with looming, right? And then he himself developed something, and then it migrated into cars. So the project is led by Aiko Toyoda, the grandson of the founder, and rooted in philosophy for others. Now, they have the backing of the UN 17 development goals. So this isn't just a smart city, it's a sustainable one. Which, I mean, when I hear stuff like that, that makes me happy, because there are challenges to the usage of AI. And one of the biggest challenges I'm seeing is that a lot of the data centers, for example, the things that help to power AI and run AI, a lot of them are not in the greatest communities. But I mean, you don't really have to be conscientious of the technology and how that technology is affecting people, because this is the important thing. So this is one of the biggest things that I truly appreciate about the idea of Woven City, is that they are conscientious of the energy that they're emitting into the atmosphere and how that is affecting the people as a whole. So there you have it. Robots in your living room and smart cities in the mountains of Japan. Don't get no better than that. The future isn't knocking on the door. It's walking right through it. We here. We in it. We in it. Whether it's Neo folding your laundry or Woven City reimagining your commute, we're living in an era where science fiction is becoming scientific fact. If this episode sparked anything within you, share it, subscribe, like, comment. Which of these two topics was most intriguing to you? You can comment Neo if the humanoid robot was most interesting, or you can comment Woven City if the idea of a smart city is most interesting to you, or you can just comment all. Let's engage, let's dialogue, let's go back and forth, because you don't test something, even in this scale, in this capacity, without the auspices of implementing it. Yes, I'm dropping these little nuggets and bombs because I want you to think the World Health Organization said, hey, we're going to provide something for you. We are going to provide a home. You don't need a car. You don't need a vehicle. I mean, excuse me, a vehicle is a car. You don't need a home or a vehicle because we're going to provide everything for you in 2020. And in 2020, Toyota closed their doors and said, we're not making cars no more. We're going to focus on this AI-powered and integrated city. Not just using AI, but using various technologies to run this city. I don't think anything is a coincidence, and I love connecting dots. How you fit in them dots? That's what I want to know. How do you fit in those dots? Are you going to be on the side where someone is providing something for you? Or are you going to be on the side of, I'm going to be in a position where I can even afford? We're going to get into the pricing of it and everything in the next part too, because this is great and terrible. That's what I say. It's great and terrible. It's terrible if you're not prepared for things like this. And that is the whole purpose of Talk Data to Me, brought to you by South Shore AI, where we power businesses for the world ahead.